Vasudeva Sutang Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Our salutation to Bhagavan Krishna, who is the son of Vasudeva and the destroyer of the demons Kamsa and Chanura. And Devaki's darling child and the Guru of the world and Lord of the world, universe. Om, peace, peace, peace. So this anecdote story was going on that Kardama and Devahuti. And Devahuti got some daughters born. And now, today we'll hear that Maitreya Rishi is relating the story of the Kardama sage sadhu, the holy man Kardama, and Devahuti, and what happened there. That Maitreya said, it is page number 250 on book 3.24 chapter and verse number 1, 3.24.1. Maitreya said, hearing the words of the Manu's daughter is Devahuti, full of spirit of renunciation, and remembering also the Lord's announcement that he would be born as his son, the merciful Kardama said to the high-souled Devahuti, that is predicted that the Lord will be born like Ramakrishna born in the womb of Chandramani mother, so in the womb of Devahuti, the Lord will be born. Hearing this was the prediction. So remembering the Lord's announcement that he, that will be born as his son, then the merciful Kardama said to the high-souled Devahuti. Devahuti was very pious lady, full of austerities for this divine purpose. So he then said, what he said? O lady of royal descent, her name is Devahuti. O lady of royal descent, do not deprecate yourself as helpless woman. The Lord Mahavishnu will soon be born in your womb as your son. So you are one of his undergone ascetic discipline. You are one who has undergone ascetic disciplines in the proper manner. Now you should worship the Lord through the control of your mind and the senses, through concentration, charity, and adoration imbued with deep faith. So the Lord will come, will be born in your womb. Therefore, you should be austere, practicing spiritual discipline and all these things. And being worshipped by you, the Lord will enhance my fame by taking birth as your son. By being worshipped by you, when you are worshipping like that, the Lord, through the control of the mind and senses, will enhance my fame. My fame means you. Whose fame is this? Kardama. Kardama, the sage Kardama says, that is my name, my fame will be known to the world. Enhance my fame by taking birth as your son. He will also impart to you the knowledge of Brahman and obliterate the bondage of ego from you. So he will also help you to get out of your bondage of birth and death by the Lord's presence in your womb. Maitreya the holy that said, Devahuti took Kardama Prajapati's instructions very seriously and began to adore the Supreme Person Mahavishnu. So then Devahuti started worshipping the Lord, who is eternal and the teacher of all, with absolute faith and sincerity and devotion. He believed that these are all true, so she engaged in worshipping the Lord Supreme Mahavishnu with absolute faith. And after a long time had passed in this way, the Supreme Being passing into her to the seat of Kardama was born of her as fire comes out of the fire stick. Then the rain clouds thundered the sky, their sounds resembling those of percussion instruments. The Gandharvas sang and the Apsaras women danced. Heavenly flowers rained by the Devas fell on the earth. Everywhere the waters of the minds of good men became clear and tranquil. So as soon as the baby was born, in the womb of mother Devahuti, the whole nature became different, no? The God's blessings showering flowers, heavenly flowers, and everyone is becoming peaceful, joyful. The dancers, the divine dancers started dancing in rejoicing the coming of the Lord, like that. One day, Brahma, accompanied by Marichi and other rishis, went to the ashrama of Kardama on the bank of the river Saraswati. So on the bank of the river Saraswati, there was the ashrama of the sage Kardama, and then Devahuti came there, and the episode is happening in the Kardama's place. So all the rishis went to the ashrama of Kardama. O Vidura, Brahma, established in his sovereignty, knew through his illumined mind that Mahavishnu had, with a portion of himself, incarnated as Kardama's son for the propagation of the philosophy of knowledge of Sankhya. Kapil. It is the birth of Kapil they are talking, out of Devahuti, the Kardama says. These are all indicating one thing we can learn, that all these divine people are born through austerity and prayer. It is not like ordinary human relationship giving birth to children. But this Mahavishnu is born as the sage Kapila, the founder of Kapil Sankhakar, the propounder of the philosophy of Sankhya. So that's why he says, O Vidura, Brahma established in his sovereignty, Brahma is the creator God, established his sovereignty, knew through his illumined mind that the Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, had a portion of himself. It is not a full manifestation, but a part of the manifestation of the Lord. So a part of the Lord will be manifested, born, incarnated as Kardama's son. For what purpose? For the propagation of the philosophy of knowledge, means Sankhya philosophy. He said as follows to the Kardama in accordance with the Lord's commandment. So one Brahma is saying, Brahma has appeared before Kardama, the sage Kardama. And Brahma is saying to Kardama, what he says? O son, you who respect all, seeing the Lord in them, have done me the highest honor by sincerely accomplishing the task I had sent you to. The best service that a son can do to a father is to accept his order unreservedly and act accordingly. Who is the good son? He who follows the father's instruction. So you have followed the instruction of me. Oh dear and honored one, these handsome daughters of yours will contribute considerably to the propagation of the species, bringing forth numerous children in their respective families. Therefore, you must now give these daughters of yours in marriage to the rishis like Marichi, according to their nature and inclination, and thus spread your fame in this world. The Brahma wants to propagate the whole world. That is his job. Creation is his job. So the Devahuti and Kardama, they got first few daughters, 7 daughters. So and the son came. The son is the Kapila. So 7 daughters and 1 son was born of Kapila, Kardama and Devahuti. So Kardama, Devahuti, they got 7 daughters and 1 son. And the son became the Kapila, sage Kapila, Kapil Muni, we call, who is the propounder of the Sankhya philosophy. And Brahma coming there, advising them, get married these 7 daughters to 7 rishis. And they will have their children from there, and that will propagate the glory of the Lord. And I am happy, Brahma said, I am happy that you are listening to me. I am the father. Most of our fathers will say, don't marry. So go, propagate the world. And everyone wants my grandson, I like to have a grandson and a granddaughter, like that. So here also the same thing. Brahma, it is his responsibility how to spread. So he is very happy. This Kardama, being a sage, being almost withdrawn from everything, he has listened to Brahma's request to give birth to the children, the divine children, who will propagate the world, listening to the message of the Brahma. I know that the Lord has, through his Maya, incarnated himself as your son, which is Kapila Muni, who will prove to be a treasure for the whole world. To Devahuti, then he said to the Devahuti, that is told to the Kardama, the father. Brahma praised the father, that you are a good son, you have listened to me, and you have fulfilled my wish. And now talking to the Devahuti, the wife, she said, O daughter of Manu, in order to erase true knowledge and experience the whole of egotistic action on the ignorant, the Lord, who has golden hair, lotus eyes, lotus mark on his feet, has been born to you as a son. Like Brahma talking to Devahuti. The God is born as your child now. He will destroy the hold of ignorance and doubt on you also. And he also doubt on you also. And afterwards wander in the broad world as an ascetic. A leader among men of realization and the recognition authority of the philosophy, he will be known in the world as Kapila, and he will be his fame continue to be to your fame also. So as soon he will be a known person in the world, and as his name will be propagated all through, so you also as a mother will be remembered by the world as a knower of God or knower of Brahman. Glory, your glorification will happen. Now listening this, the Kardama hymn to Kapila, the Kardama's hymn to Kapila. Maitreyi said, having said this much, and encouraging and confronting Kardama and Devahuti, Brahma returned to Satyaloka on his swan vehicle, carrying Narada and the Kumaras with him. So, hearing Brahma appeared before Devahuti and the father, Kardama, and then telling all this, appreciating both of them, that though they are rishis, they have listened to the command, but others didn't. Sometimes children don't listen. When the four children were Sanat Kumar, Sanatana, what is his name? Rishi, what is his name? Sonandan. Sanatana, Sanat Kumar, Sanatana, so anyhow, the four Rishi Kumars, they didn't listen. They are born as renunciate. But this Kapila has been born because of the grace of the Rishi Devahuti, The Devahuti and the father Kardama. Kardama Rishi, so Kardama him now to Kapila. Maitri said, saying so, the Brahma then praising Kardama and Devahuti, then what he did? Returned to Satyaloka. Brahma lives in the Satyaloka. That's a higher plane, highest plane. On his swan vehicle, he does not go in his vehicle. Every god has a vehicle. Because swan is a costly, gold is a valuable thing. Then swan, what you call the swan, I do not know if it is a golden swan, how he will fly, I do not know. But anyhow, very gorgeous, that is the description. That's a swan vehicle, and then went to Satyaloka, and the swan was carrying Narada and Kumaras with him. Now the Vidura, O Vidura, now the praise, O Vidura, after Brahma's departure, Kardama, as advised by Brahma, arranged for the marriage of his 7 daughters with Marichi and others. He gave Kala to Marichi, Kala, Anusua to one daughter's name. One daughter, his name is Kala, and he was given to Marichi. Who is Marichi? Marichi and others, they are the what? Marichi and others are
7 sages,
Saptarishis. So married 7 daughters are given to 7. Oh, that will get it here. He gave Kala to Marichi, Anasuva to Atri Rishi, Sharada to Angirasa, Havirvu to Pulastya, Gati to Paula, Kriya to Krotu, Khyati to Bhrigu, Arundhati to Vasishta, and Santi, who is the heart of Jagna, to Atharvana. So these are the different names of the sages.
They have the question mark.
Oh.
Sages.
Achha.
And out of these 7 sisters, Arundhati is the most knowledgeable one.
Yeah.
And so after question mark you have a dot. That one is the Arundhati.
Arundhati Nakshatra.
So only you can see Arundhati, nobody else.
Okay.
And Arundhati Nyaya is coming from there to show some from big to small.
Okay. So many stories are there. The 7 rishis were married to the 7 daughters, married to the 7 rishis. And in their name, that is the stars are there. Arundhati star, people talk about, is the brightest. That is the, after question mark, a dot, big dot, that is Arundhati. These are all, looks like one star, another like that. It is a question mark star. And they are married to great sages. A name has been given. The names are Marichi, Atri, Angirasa, Pulastya, Paula, Krutu, Khyati, Bhrigu, and Vasishta, and Santi to the heart of Atharvan. Anyhow, these are the names of the sages. This is the names of the daughters. They are all married. Stars and rishis, Baba, these are all heavenly affair. Very difficult to remember. These names are also very old. We don't, society does not talk about these names. And these stories are not really much. That's why we are not familiar. But one time, the India was full of knowledge about these stars and these holy people, the rishis and all these things. He bestowed his tender affection on all these Brahma rishis, now united with their wives, his daughters. O Vidura, all the newlyweds, the rishis, with their wives, took leave of Kardama with a grateful heart and returned to their respective hermitages. So all these sages came. Sages are not monks. So they have household life. So they are married to these daughters of Kardama. And then they went, as it happens after marriage, what happens? The daughters go to the husband's house. So they went back to their respective rishis' home and hermitages. Kardama. So Kardama now is alone and Devahiti alone. So Kardama, knowing that his son was none other than the Mahavishnu incarnate, one day approached him in solitude, and after making due prostration said as follows. Now the Kardama, the father, knowing that the child is not child, Ramakrishna is not ordinary Ramakrishna, but he is God. So, like that, here the father of Kapila begged to the Kapila and approached in solitude, knowing that he is not ordinary, though my child, but he is God himself. A part of the Lord's power has manifested here. So approached him and said, what he said? Oh, what good fortune it is that the Devas are moved to bless even sinners groveling in hell, undergoing the punishments of their misdeeds. You are the one for whose realization yogis resort to sequestered places and practice meditation and samadhi for long period. Oh Kapila, for you, yogis and rishis, they meditate and pray to have your vision and get the wisdom. What a condensation that this exalted being has deigned to be born in our unworthy family. As the Kardama is saying, he is praising to Kapila. He is saying, what a great fortune that you have come. I, as a father, I am praising you that you came to my petty little home in this earth, no? What a great fortune for us. Without in the least feeling that it is something beneath your dignity. You are the Lord of the world, you have come down. But then he always seeks to enhance the well-being of his devotees in order to fulfill his words and to spread the philosophy of knowledge in the world. The Lord, who is ever intent on promoting the cause of his devotees, has now deigned to be born in my house. So you are born, though you are not of the earth, you have so kind to remove the suffering of people, you have come down as my child. Although your transcendental form with 4 arms and other marks is more fitting for you. Normally, you are Lord Narayana. Narayana means with 4 arms, Sankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. That is your normal form. But you are here like human, 2 hands, 2 feet. So though you are like that, although the transcendental form with 4 arms and other marks is more befitting to you, they are actually befitted to your stature. You do take a human form too, according to the liking of your devotees, because you have taken Kapila's form, like a sage, with ordinary, like a human being. I seek refuge in you, whose feet are to be worshipped always by learned men, who seek spiritual illumination. So you are here, you will be the Sankhya philosopher, so under your knowledge, people will get illumination. Therefore, in whom glories like lordliness, detachment, fame, prowess, knowledge, auspiciousness manifest in their fullness. I seek shelter in the divine manifestation, Kapila, who is the repository of countless powers, regulator of all, of the nature of Prakriti and Purusha, manifest as time, Mahat Tattva and Ahankara, all knowing of the form of the whole universe, the protector of all and pervading all as their self-awareness. I beseech you, the master of all, to grant me one favor. Now so many words they are saying, only to say one word. Think, my child, you are so great, you have come down, you are the Lord's, you are the Lord Mahavishnu. Now you have come to me as my child, I have a prayer for you. This is the simple thing. But these Puranas are like that, they go on rambling. That is the art of what you call the writers, no? One small point, they can go on talking 10 pages. What is the theme? Theme is that, my son, you are great, you are God yourself. I pray to you something. You have come down with compassion, but this is my prayer. What is the prayer? I beseech thee, the master of all, to grant me one favor. By your birth, I have been freed from the ancestral debt of continuing the family line. When a son is born, then he's done his duty. The man has done his duty. Because in early concept was there that the lineage, to keep the lineage, you have to keep the lineage down and down and down. So if you do that, then your Pitririn, Rishi, there are 5 types of debts in Indian ideology. You are indebted to the sages and saints of the previous. For them we are here. Rishirin, Devarin, the rain for the gods, God's grace, that's why we are here. The rain, sun, moon, all gods, they are all gods. Because of them, we are here in the human body. No? Every day, Hindus believe that rain god is there, giving rain in proper time. Wind god is there, giving all this sustenance for breathing. So, by their grace we are here. So, Devarin, Rishirin, Pitririn, fathers. So, another debt. You are indebted to your father. Because why, in what way? They have given birth to you. You should not stop this lineage to continue. So when he has given the birth to Kapila, he says, my duty is done. Father's, the debt to my father is now fulfilled. So they were in Rishirin, Pitririn, among the human being, that type of, and the other creatures, like a dog, cat, and all animals, no? So there we have a rin. That's why Indian style is that they don't eat the whole plate. After they keep something for the stray dogs and birds to come and eat a part of their meal. Bhutarin. Oh, it's Bhuta. That is the Bhuta. ancestral.
Ni is a king, right?
Ni mane manus. Anyhow, so I have completed my debt for my forefathers. Huh? So by your birth, I have been freed from the ancestral debt of continuing the family line. I have thus had the satisfaction of having discharged my duty. I therefore desire to take up the life of a sannyasin and wander forth, communing internally with thee in the intense joy. So I now want to be monk, because I have completed my all duties of life. All the 5 debts I have paid off my debts. Credit card loans I have paid off one by one. So I have 5 credit cards. So all the credit card is now finished. So I am now free. So I will be wandering like a monk. So please give me permission like that. And I have thus had the satisfaction of having discharged my duty. I therefore desire to take up the life of a sannyasin and wander forth, communing internally with you in intense joy. I will be connected with you, though I will be a monk, but I will be internally connected with you, you the Lord Vishnu Narayana as my child, but I will be like a wandering monk. So Indian style is so beautiful, ultimately taking into the last life of tremendous detachment and renunciation. Now Kardama, saying so, he is like to departure of Kardama. 35 verse. The Lord said, now the boy, baby boy, what is the name? Baby boy, what is the name? Kapila. Kapila. The Kapila said, the Lord said, the Kapila, he is the Lord, he says to his father, in both spiritual and secular matters, my word is the authority. I have fulfilled my promise by being born as your son. The object of this incarnation of mine is to distinguish and enumerate the various categories in order that the truth seekers may be enabled to realize the Atman, distinguishing it from perishable body-mind combination with which it is confused. The Kapila, the son, is now telling his father, I am born, I am the Lord Vishnu, I am born. For what purpose? To bestow the wisdom. What is the wisdom? That people will have to understand. These are made of 24 bhutas, 24 principles. We know what are the 24 principles we talk every time. Suddenly they come into deep philosophy. 24 principles, mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, mind, intellect, ego, and remembering faculty. And then 20, what are the 20? 5 gross elements, 5 subtle elements, 5 organs of perception, 5 organs of action. So 20 plus 4. So all these, they are all jara, inert. They cannot do anything by themselves. Only the consciousness, when it comes, it activates everything. Like rice, dal and 20 items you can keep in a pot to make a khichdi. But unless you put the heat, no reaction will happen. It will not be... When the heat comes, they start to boil, jump. The potato is jumping. The rice is jumping. The hand is jumping. It is because consciousness is behind. So you have to know this is jada and this is the consciousness. Knowing this separation, you will be free from all trouble. Even Sankhya philosophy, if one follows, really, if one understands it is all the play of the jada, body, mind, or all this 4, plus all the hand, feet, senses, organs, the food we ate, the water we drink, the air we are breathing in, they are all jada. They have no potency, there is no consciousness in it. But consciousness makes them appear like bubbling and react. Though it is the Vedanta will come further, but Sankhya philosophy is itself. One can, if you day and night analyze, then they will be realized people, because they can separate out Jada and Chetana. That itself is knowledge. The Vedanta will, Sankhya philosophy will be say, knowledge is separation of this consciousness and the matter and consciousness. There they are accepting two truths. That will be the distinction between Vedanta and Sankhya. The two things are eternal, according to Sankhya. The Jada, the matter is there, piled up all these things, 24 things are here. In your stove, you will cook something, so you have put water, you have put dal, rice, whatever now. All 24 things are put there. But it will remain nothing, it will remain forever, nothing will happen. Unless you put the heat below, the consciousness comes, and consciousness percolates through the pots and pan, and enters into the water. Water becomes hot. Water makes the rice becomes hot, the potato becomes hot, the lentil becomes hot, sabji becomes hot. So all these, those are jada, they have no power to do anything. They become hot, and then that can be utilized as the creative world. In the world is jumping of the jada matter. All the matter that is prana, spandan. Science has come to that point. It's everything is, say they go to the prana level. That is the level where everything is pulsating and there is tremendous energy. Electron, proton, these, that, and the subatomic particle, and to the stars and galaxies rotation and this, and everything is doing all these things, activity. What? Because of the consciousness behind. But Vedanta will say, not true. Only consciousness is the truth. What you are seeing, these are illusory. These are only momentary. So you cannot think that they are permanent, and you need not to bother much about that. Think of consciousness. And everything consciousness appearing. That's another step. And another point will be, Sankhya will say that here is one consciousness. And here is another consciousness. Your consciousness, your consciousness, your consciousness. So many consciousness. Consciousness, but one pocket of consciousness here, another pocket of consciousness. There's no, it is one consciousness. Whatever appearing in the universe is only one consciousness appearing as so much. But Sankhya will say, no, matter is matter, consciousness is consciousness, and matter is many, as matters are many, consciousness is also many. So individual consciousness, individual jada, matter, they get into turmoil and they create and recreate the things. Anyhow, this subtle science of the self has fallen into disuse over the course of the ages and is now nearly lost to humanity when he is talking. Therefore, I have taken up this body in order to revive it. So I, as a Kapila, I have born now the God, Lord, to give this knowledge to the forgotten society, the people who have forgotten this principle. Permitted by me, abandon your home and take up the life of a sannyasi. So now, your purpose is done and I am here. Now I will take care. So you now go and take sannyas. Conquer the hurdle of death by dedicating all action to me. A child is advising father. Abandoning all other duties, go, like a monk, and adore me only, aim capital. And gain immortality by total resignation to me. As the Bhagavad Gita says, take refuge in me, aham tvang sarva papibho Mokshayishyami ma sucha. You don't worry about anything, don't repent, I will redeem you from all sins. So take refuge in me. So here the boy is telling his father that I am born to give this wisdom, to destroy the ignorance. Now your duty is done, as you said, okay, now go free, be monk, and keep your mind in me and take refuge in me and go. As the self-effulgent spirit, S capital, I pervade the hearts of all beings. See me within yourself with your purified mind, and you will then be free from sorrow and attain to the fearless state of spiritual freedom. So, as the self-effulgent spirit, I, this boy who is appearing as Kapila, says, I in essence, I my real nature, I pervade the hearts of all beings. And then see that capital me within yourself with your purified mind. Purify your mind and try to see who is within you. I am in your heart as consciousness. And you will then be free from sorrow and attain to the fearless state of spiritual freedom. This is called spiritual freedom. Ki sundar mamatmanang swayang jyoti sarvabhuto guhasayam atmani eva atmana bhiksha vishoko abhayam vrichasi. These are easy. This prayer we can really chant. Some people chant. This is called the Devahuti, no, it was Kardama's conversation with Kardama and his son. So, Mam Atmanam Swayam Jyoti, I am Swayam Jyoti, I am the self-effulgent reality. And you see that in your, I am your Atman, I am your real self. And not only I am yourself, Sarva Bhuta Guha Swayam, I am in the cave of the heart of all created beings. Atmani eva atmana bhiksha, by your own insight, looking at the inner self, bishoko abhayam richasi. You will be freed from shoka, bereavement, and abhaya, you will attain the fearlessness, state of fearlessness. That is 39. As the self-effulgent spirit, I pervade the hearts of all beings. See me within yourself, within your purified mind, and you will then be free from the sorrow of attaining to the fearless state of spiritual. To my mother, I shall be imparting the knowledge of the Atman that will obliterate all sense of agency in her. Now, you will be freed by that way. And what will be happening to my mother, Devahuti? She will also be established in the knowledge. I will bestow on her the knowledge. To my mother, I shall be imparting the knowledge of the Atman, and that will obliterate all sense of agency in her. By means of that, she will be able to overcome samsara and attain bliss. So, matra advatmikang vidyang shamanung sarvakarmanang vitarishe jaya chasu bhayang cha atitarishyati. So my mother will be liberated. My father, you also will be liberated. Think of me, I will take care of it, and I will remove the darkness of my mother's mind. Don't think that I am not caring about Mother Devahuti, so I will take care of her also, and you also be free. Now, saying so, Maitra again narrating the story, being thus directed by Kapila, the Prajapati circumambulated Kapila, prostrated him before him, and set up to some solitary place as a sannyasin. So, being thus directed by Kapila, the boy, Kapila was born, who is the Prajapati, So, circumambulated Kapila, then prostrated himself before him and set up in a solitary place of sannyasa. His father left for that. Completely detached and silent, that sage wandered all over the world, having given up home and ritual worship and depending only on Atman. Giving a picture of the time of this story. That you perform your duties in the up to third stage. But when you become monk, you have no other ritual. While you are in home, there are rituals. Every day you have to have some fire, sacrificial fire. But when you are in the wandering days, wandering monks are not needed. That's why they're called, their duties as ritualistic worshippers, that drops away. Monks don't do, because monks will be only thinking of who are they, the Atman, they are their Atman. So, completely detached and silent, that sage wandered all over the world and giving up home and also giving up ritual worship and depending on the other Atman. That is the sannyasi's life. 43 to 46 verses. With the help of one-pointed devotion, he united his mind with Brahman, who reveals all the gunas of Prakriti, but is beyond them. So, when he was wandering, with the help of his one-pointed devotion, his father, talking about the father, the sage Kardama, he, giving up everything with the help of one-pointed devotion, he united his mind with Brahman. That means he meditated and went deep into the consciousness of the Brahman. And the Brahman then reveals the gunas of Prakriti. What are the qualities of the Prakriti? That means this knowledge that these are jara, these are consciousness. But he is beyond them. Purusha Prakriti, Ishvara is beyond. So he's saying beyond. And who is outside the relation of cause and effect. In this play of duality, there is cause and effect. But it is this place where beyond duality. Without the sense of I and mine, having overcome the pairs of opposites like heat and cold, even sighted, seeing the same Atman everywhere, endowed with an intellect calm and withdrawn, and a mind at peace like ocean with its waves at rest, he united in utter devotion with Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord, the all-knowing and all-pervading being, and attained to him, and became freed from all bondage. He saw the capital self, he saw the self, the Supreme Lord in all beings, and all beings as residing in the Bhagavan, the soul of all. So now the father, Kardama, with the help of one-pointed devotion, he united his mind with the thinking of Brahman within, and know Brahman. Who is Brahman? Who reveals all the gunas, whose light reveals that it is all the play of the gunas going on. That's why Gita's very important verse. We get involved into it, that's why we get so much upset. Gita says, Guna guneshu vartante. These are all the fine play of the gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas qualities, all the 24 principles, acting with the other. This world drama is going on. But you are nothing. Consciousness does not do anything. It is there. What the heat does, it does not do anything. When the heat penetrates into everything, they function their own way. Each one functions differently as the machine. Electricity. What electricity does? Electricity is. There is light because of electricity. This is one type of manifestation. There is heat because of electricity. There is cool because of electricity. There is a movement or a motion of a fan because of electricity. Your computer is working because of electricity. But what electricity does? It only is. So God is. Brahman is. So he attained to that knowledge. The father, by contemplating inside and becoming a wandering monk, understood this, that Brahman who reveals all the gunas. Unless if the consciousness is withdrawn, everything becomes meaningless. The light bulb will not be of any meaning. The big turbine will stop. The big machine will functionless, no? You say, oh, in the deep cold in Boston, and their light went off, and people are suffering so much in severe cold. Machine is there. What machine will do? Unless the consciousness is there. So consciousness is a must, and he understood that he is separate from the material. Material will be there. Machine will remain. 24 principle will remain. But it will not function unless consciousness is added. So you understand the priority, importance of the consciousness. So when you know it is consciousness, that is Brahman, separate from the qualities, and that Brahman which is outside the relation of cause and effect. Everything is under the bond of cause and effect. But Brahman is beyond cause and beyond effect, without a sense of I and mine, having overcome the pairs of opposites, like heat and cold, even, and become even-sighted, everywhere samadarshan. Huh? Like heat, even-sighted, seeing the same Atman everywhere, endowed with an intellect, this intellect calm and withdrawn, and a mind at peace like an ocean with its waves at rest. He united the utter devotion with Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord, the all-knowing and all-pervading being. So with vast devotion to the Narayana, the all-pervading Lord, the all-knowing Lord, he attained to him. He attained to him. The Kardama says, attained to him, H capital, to that reality. And then freed from all bondage, and makes himself free. Then he became free from all bondage. He saw the self, the Supreme Lord, in all beings. So, our Upanishad says, Gita says, Yo mang pashyati sarvatra, sarvancha mai pashyati. He who sees me, the Lord, in everyone, and in me he sees the whole world. Gita, 11th chapter, and what chapter? 10th chapter. 10th and 11th, you will find 11th chapter, in the Lord, whole world. Vishwarupa darshan. And 10th chapter saying, everywhere it is he. So it said that became the state. He saw the self, the Supreme Lord, in all beings, and all beings as residing in the Bhagavan, the soul of all. Freed from attachment and antagonism, seeing the same Atman everywhere, and endowed with devotion to the Lord, he attained to the state due to those united with him in supreme devotion. So, that way he reached this salvation. That is the end of this chapter 24. So we'll be on chapter 25 next day. But here it is said, beautiful, Atmanam sarvabhuteshu, Atmanam, the self, sarvabhuteshu, Bhagavantam avasthitam. That Bhagavan, the Lord, is residing everywhere. Apashyat sarvabhutani. He saw all created being, Bhagavati opi cha atmani. in myself, big. He saw in God's body the whole universe, and in everybody, God. Ichcha desha vihineno sarvatra samachetasa. Equanimity in vision, he saw same everywhere. And ichcha, the desire, deso, aversion, all gone. Bhagavad bhakti yuktena, with the devotion to the law God, prapta bhagavati, bhagavati gati. The gati means the end. He reached the end, where all Bhagavad Bhaktas reach that. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane, and that is the end of the chapter, in the chapter of Mahapuran Bhagavat. Tritiya Skandhe, third book, Kapile Chaturvingshati Adhyaya. At the end of the 24th chapter. So, we have read quite, how many? 45 verses, 47 verses. So, we end here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Now, we will have a question. I see one question. And then we'll be meeting you again in the evening, so after evening prayer, 7:30. Question is, I think Sankhya is good to explain the concept of liberation, but devotion is how liberation is realized. Am I wrong? I want to eat the meal, not read the menu. I can say, Sankhya is good to explain the concept of liberation. You cannot say that Sankhya is only good for explaining the concept. It is a concept explanation. An explanation, if you take seriously, then you know it is jara. Body is jara, mind is jara. It's said, 24 principles, they are jara. If you really every day meditate on this, everything is jara, here is the consciousness behind, automatically what will happen? The knowledge will bloom in the heart. The separation will automatically be convinced in the mind, day by day, day by day, day by day. And then you will see the consciousness only. And that's the conclusion I hear. That father, he experienced ultimately, what experienced? In him, in God, everything, and everywhere the presence of that God consciousness. So devotion is how liberation is realized. Good idea, devotional practice is good, God does everything. But Sankhya itself also is called darshan. Darshan means it's a vision. It gives an experience in a level. If one follows that very sincerely, they will reach a high state of experience that everything is matter. We are talking only. They will be convinced in that, and it's permeated by one consciousness. Or many consciousness versus one consciousness. But as of course it is true also that devotional practice is good to make it more strong. Okay, thank you. So see you then again, 7:30. Jai Ma. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.